अस्सलामुअलैकुम एवरीवन। ये किताब अंग्रेज़ी में थी, तो जब सोहेल साहब ने मुझसे कहा कि आपको रिव्यू लिखना है, मैं आपको किताब ड्रॉप कर रहा हूँ, तो मैं थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूज थी कि मुझे उर्दू में लिखना चाहिए कि अंग्रेज़ी में लिखना चाहिए। तो बहरहाल मैंने सोचा कि चलो इस बहाने अपनी अंग्रेज़ी को थोड़ी सी धार लगा लेंगे। तो मैंने रिव्यू जो है अंग्रेज़ी किताब का अंग्रेज़ी में ही लिखा है। सबसे पहले तो थैंक यू वेरी मच सोहेल साहब फॉर इनवाइटिंग मी एंड कांग्रेचुलेशन सीमी सैयदा साइमा जावेद उर्फ सीमी जाफरी। Thank you everyone for joining us. Before I begin, I want to share a fun fact. This book is so good that I actually choose it over Netflix. That's right, I gave up binge watching for wisdom. Simi, you owe me 3 episodes of emotional damage and watching nonsense. Tales from every corner. Some books whisper, some books sing. Tale from every corner does both, and then it hugs you.
Very good.
It's not just a collection of stories. It's a warm blanket on a cold day. A gentle nudge towards empathy and a quiet revolution in how we teach, heal and connect. It's a masterful guide to understanding and feeling for others. This book is a treasure trove of folk tales from around the world, each ending with a riddle that invites reflection, curiosity and conversation. But don't be fooled by its simplicity. These stories carry the weight of wisdom, the depth of emotion, and the kind of moral clarity. Now about the author, Saima, the soul behind the stories. To know this book is to know Sayyida Saima Javed. And let me tell you, she is not just a writer. She is a force of nature wrapped in kindness. Simi is the kind of person who remembers your child's favorite snack, your birthday, and the exact words you need to hear 3 months ago when you were falling apart. As a friend, I have had the privilege of witnessing her passion and her dedication to creating a more empathic and inclusive world through her work. As a friend, she is sincere and loyal, and she is verbally and emotionally fluent when using kind words to encourage her friends. By the way, verbally and emotionally fluent is a rare and magical combination. And she seems to articulate and express her thoughts very well with clarity and warmth. As a wife, she is supportive and grounded. Probably the kind who says in the most challenging times, "Yaar Ameer, kya ho gaya? You've got this." And most importantly, the wife who hands over a cup of chai and gentle reality check at the same time. As a mother, she is devoted, wise, and the kind of woman who turns bedtime stories into life lessons. And as an educator, she is the kind who teaches with her heart first and her curriculum second. Her writing is extraordinary, not because it's flashy, but because it's true. She doesn't write to impress anyone, she writes to connect with everyone. Her stories are simple, but they hold galaxies. Her words are gentle, but they carry the strength of someone who has lived, felt, and understood life deeply. Each story in Tales from Every Corner is a lesson in moral courage, emotional intelligence, and the kind of bravery that doesn't wear a cape. It teaches children and adults secretly need it. The bravery doesn't always roar. In fact, bravery is in speaking up when your voice shakes, in being yourself when it feels impossible, and in moving forward even when no one notices. notices. These stories teaches that sharing, whether it's love, food or knowledge, doesn't take away from us. It adds to what we have and make the world a bigger place. And above all, shows that believing in yourself is the first spark of becoming who you are meant to be. Even if the belief begins with something as small and tender as drawing a silver star and calling it hope.
Good.
I work in public school in a densely populated area where many students come from marginalized backgrounds. Immigrants, people with disabilities, blacks and indigenous communities, and families facing poverty, trauma, homelessness, addiction and mental health. This book is a love letter to the children of those communities who feels unseen and unheard, who have been told that they are too much, too quiet, too difficult. The book says, you belong, you are seen, you are worthy, and you deserve love and growth.
Excellent.
It offers representation, dignity, and emotional safety. It's a mirror and a map for children who often feel invisible. It offers representation, dignity, and emotional safety. It shows that every culture has wisdom, every child has value, and every voice deserves to be heard. For children from marginalized background, whether due to disability, trauma, race, or displacement, this book becomes a mirror and a map. It doesn't just tell them stories, it tells them they matter. It's a strong validation of their experiences and proof of their worth. I have used tales from every corner with my special needs students, children with autism, ADHD and behavioral challenges. One story, The Snow Fox and the Silver Star, is about how hope becomes a turning point in our lives. One of my students, who has difficulty with social skills and social communication, said after we read this story, I think my silver star is when someone wants to be my friend. This simple statement opened up a world of understanding and empathy among the students. It was a moment of profound connection and healing that reminded me why I do this work. We followed the story with art, journaling, and group discussions. A student created their own silver star, symbol of what gives them hope. Some drew books, some drew hugs, and one pulled a cat wearing glasses. I am still trying to understand that one. But every child found something inside themselves worth celebrating. In trauma-informed education, storytelling is more than a teaching strategy. It is a lifeline for children carrying invisible scars, for those who have known instability, loss, or exclusion. These stories create a safe, predictable space where they can explore without fear. Through metaphor, they find a gentle language for pain too heavy to name. And in character, they discover mirrors that whispers, you are not alone. Stories don't just entertain, they restore. They help children weave fractured pieces of identity into something whole, substantial, and worthy of love. In every tale, there is a quiet promise: healing is possible and your story matters too. In the world obsessed with noise, perfection, and performance, Tale from Every Corner is a quiet rebellion. It teaches that the most radical act is kindness. The most permanent bravery is the courage to be true to yourself. The most powerful wisdom is found in the stories we share. Sayyida Saima Javed has given us more than a book. She has given us a gift, a collection of stories that heal, teach, and transform. And in doing so, she reminds us that the most incredible stories are not the ones we read, but the one we live. I promise this book will allow you to pause and read your life story and decide whether it's worth reading. To close, here is a short poem that captures the heart of what this book offers: hope, healing, and the quiet power of kindness. Not all heroes wears a crown. Some kneel when someone falls down. They show what kindness is not a show. They show that kindness is not a show, is the seed you plant and let it grow. The courage is walking when no one cheers, holding your hope through silent tears. They teach that sharing makes us more, that love expands when we open the door. And when the world feels cold and far, they hand us a dream like a silver star. So read these tales and let them stay. A light to guide you on your way. For every story softly sing. You are enough, you have wings. Thank you so much.
क्या कहने समझ